All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of GMS Podcast. Stands for Grown Man Sports. We got 4 individuals that decided to start this whole thing up. Every week, every Monday, we're going to grace your screens with our boyish looks and bald heads and give y'all the opportunity to see how we feel and get information in regards to how we feel about certain sports, social issues, topics, and things that's going on around the world. It'll be mainly sports, but with how life is at the moment, it's kind of hard to just talk sports. Hey, look at that. We got Big Sis in here. Saint, we got Big Sis in here. Well, it's probably your bit. Well, you old as hell. First thing we're gonna do to kick off the first GMS podcast, we're gonna introduce ourselves, and we're gonna let y'all know how we essentially came to meet each other. I'll go first. I'm Dario. Big sports fan. Life is pretty much dedicated around sports. If I do anything, I'm definitely watching sports. I met Saint during, I believe it was the pandemic. The pandemic, and we had our moments playing 2K, and then arguments turned into friendships, and real mean curse words turned into that strong lovely bond of brothership, man. So met Saint, or Big Al is what I call him, during the beginning of the pandemic, and has been my brother since. David goes by Rec Shop. We had us a nice little moment when it came to our oh man. Hey, we had our little moment on 2K where I got real disrespectful one time, and I wish I could take that disrespectful moment back, but I believe that disrespectful moment made this friendship a lot stronger than it is, or than it was. He said I got a clip. No, we ain't gonna bring back that. We ain't gonna bring that back. But David, that's my boy, man. We go back to what, early, was it 20, what is it, 2K21? 2K21. Yeah, 2K21. We met in, I think it was before. Yeah, because we played in Rickyville, right? Yeah. And then everybody that's met anybody in 2K that knows me, it was because of me, because I'm the social person out of the group. So, oh shit. Crazy thing is, whole time I was talking, audio wasn't even, oh, never mind. Nobody can hear y'all. But everybody can hear y'all now. I forgot that I had my audio going through my mic.
Cool.
So anything that you heard from David, you didn't want to hear because he was very disrespectful. And then we got
fuck you.
And then we got my boy Justin. This is one of my closest boys we met in high school. This is like my best friend. Next to Big Al. Big Al, he in Cali, so I can't do a lot of stuff with Big Al, but I can do a lot of stuff with Justin. And I can tell you this boy can drink. I can tell you that. So,
Is that a compliment?
That's a compliment.
Yeah, this is actually an intervention. We set all this up so that we can have an intervention for you. Apparently, this has all been a route.
He makes it sound like I need help or something.
Nah, he
No,
don't.
let me stop.
Yeah,
But you can for sure. I met Dario in high school.
he kind of cutting in.
That
and
man
out,
is a force in the paint, man.
Oh, tell him again. Tell him again, Justin.
He a force in the paint for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not even gonna stop, man.
Hey,
But now we getting older. His knees are bothering him. I don't mean to put you out or none.
You cutting out. Did you say he's a force when he drinks?
No.
No, he's a force when he paints.
Hold on, let me make sure.
No, I want him to say all that again because I'm pretty sure
I'm just messing with you. I heard you. I was just messing with you.
Yeah, you ain't hear the first part because he was cutting in and out. He said, "I'm a fucking killer from the 3."
He is. Not gonna lie. That boy is a sniper. You don't believe it?
Hey, Saint say that he a sniper. Ain't nobody seen it yet.
Hey, I'll send you those Swish videos, man. You know, I can hit from like 10 feet out.
I have to pull up some video.
Yeah, I did 6 years in the military. I did contracting overseas, like in Iraq and Afghanistan, shortly after that. Now I started up a small business. I'm in a transportation industry. I'm building it from the ground up and trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? It's getting hard in the economy, and the only way to go is to start a business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And now I'm here talking sports. I love sports. I dedicate my life around sports. That's what I do, in my spare time. So, yeah, that's me.
Okay. That's what's up.
And for anybody that's in the, anyone that's in, in Twitch right now, unfortunately, YouTube ain't allowing us to actually stream on the service yet. I don't understand why I had to enable something. So our YouTube channel is set up, but we can't use the YouTube channel for another 24 hours. So,
did you lock yourself out of your password?
But we can still take callers, though.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that like it's a setup, Saint? Like you got some people are calling. Like
no, I don't.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't.
Oh.
I do.
Oh yeah. All right.
Oh, by the way, Saint and I have unsettled beef on Family Feud. We play Family Feud competitively, trying to go pro. And
we played one game.
We played one game that was bullshit because what falls on its stomach? A snail. A fucking snail. A snail. A snail. All right? And you didn't give me no points. And that was some bullshit. Is that always?
Oh, dang, you still remember that. I forgot, but that was...
Yeah, I still remember that.
He definitely remember it, bro.
Man, you the grudges out here.
He definitely remember it.
He said a snail. I lost over a snail. A damn snail.
Well, your turn. Your turn, Saint.
What am I gonna say? What about me? I am a lover of sports. I like making people laugh.
He's funny as hell, man. He's funny as hell. This is one of the funniest people I know, man.
No, I like to have fun. I like to talk. So, just make sure if I start talking too much, just tell me to shut the hell up. I won't take offense to it. Recently, I kind of wish we would have started this earlier because then, y'all could have got a little taste of my guy yelling in the background talking about Alvin.
I'm glad we're not experiencing that right now, to be honest with you.
But so, Davey, you didn't know he passed away a couple weeks ago.
Oh no! Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Now you feel bad. See?
I do feel bad. I do feel bad now.
Shut your motherfucking mouth.
But no,
shut your mouth when you talk.
No, that was my guy. But now I have I got a new chapter, and so this is a nice little addition to it. Besides doing some other things, but yeah, I look forward to it, and I think we'll have a good time and we'll have fun. And when we get more exposure, people start knowing, they'll be like, "Hey, I like these guys. What is this GMS?"
Absolutely.
Gangsters. What?
Oh man, you see, dude, funny man. Dude, sure is funny. All right, or he tried to be. All right, so so like I said, when you come to this podcast and when you get accustomed to showing up and you see what we talk about, you see that, you know, we pretty much speak our mind when it comes to things. We'll always be 100% on how we feel about certain things, and you know, at the end of the day, this is how we feel. And I don't believe we give a fuck about how you feel about it, or at least I know I don't.
Absolutely.
So if you
You're
got
right about that.
So if you got a motherfucking problem,
I give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck that you give a fuck. If you give a fuck about it, you can let us know in the comment section. we ain't fitting that many fucks into it, I can tell you that. But you know, you can tell us how you feel in the comment section. I'll definitely read out the comments. It'll be posted on YouTube. It'll be live on YouTube and Twitch. I'm guessing I might as well do Facebook too, since now I got to use Facebook because YouTube ain't working. So you'll you'll
YouTube eventually.
Yeah, YouTube next week. So the first topic that we are going to get into, which is always one of the most controversial topics of any sport. I'm just throwing it out of any sport ever.
Sure.
Is your top 5 NBA players of all time. And I wanted to start with this topic because this is this is one of the craziest topics, you know? This brings out the most ugly in people when we start talking about sports. So, everyone's sat down. They've talked to themselves about who the top 5 basketball players of all time are in the NBA, and we're gonna go through them. So,
well, why don't we just do the top 2 through 5? Because we already know who number 1 is. All right, let's go.
I agree.
I'm not gonna agree with you when it comes to top 2. I would say I know who number 1 is.
That's why I said. That's why I said let's talk about 2 through 5.
Okay, yeah, we can do. He said Larry Bird. Hey, so let's do 2 through 5. We know who the GOAT is. Can we all agree that Michael Jordan is the GOAT?
No, LeBron James is the GOAT.
Okay. So,
I respect that though.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna let David say his dumbass shit first, and then we're gonna go Saint, and then I'll go, and then Justin can go.
Okay, so first off, you told me that all I could report on was hockey. So I didn't make a list at all. Like, I'm actually really confused as to this segment right now because you told me I had to do hockey and cricket, and those were the 2 sports that I could comment. No, I'm just kidding. No, so I think I had Larry Bird, Dr. J.
Time out.
Kobe, Jordan.
I need you to say this shit 1 through 5.
1 through 5?
Yeah, 1 through 5.
Or let me do it 5 through 1. So 5th.
No.
Okay. Well, okay. So then it'd be fucking LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dr. J, Larry Bird.
Okay. Dr. J.
Yes.
Why?
Because if they actually kept his scoring up from when they actually had a 3-point line, like he played before the 3-point line. If he actually calculated in his 3-point shots, like that dude was a monster from anywhere. So I think that's why.
You were
You believe out of all the players that have played in the NBA that Dr. J is top 5?
Yeah. What do you want me to be like? Nah, okay, no, I take it back. Like, no.
No.
I mean, that's.
I respect you saying it. You know. If there were a lot of people in here, you'd be getting killed in the comment section right now.
Okay, so how many 3-pointers do you think he actually made?
David.
What?
You hear that? Think we might have lost David.
What, you can't hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. What are you talking about? I was talking the whole time.
No, we didn't hear
My bad.
You. No, Saint asked you
okay.
a question.
What was the question?
So I said, how many 3-pointers do you think he actually made? You said he would have been, I don't know.
Can I answer that for him?
Sure.
Well, back then, they didn't really shoot that many threes, so Dr. J really didn't shoot that many.
Yeah,
but if he was to shoot threes, we don't know how many he would make, though.
He was a tall fellow, right? He was a good 6'7", 6'8", right?
Yeah, about 6'8".
Nope. I already know how tall he was.
How tall was he?
He's probably around the same height as me, unless he might have shrunk a little bit.
Nigga, you 6'6".
But that's what I'm saying, not 6'8".
Okay, so he was 6'6".
He like 6'5", 6'6", yeah.
Man.
But that man could jump out the gym.
Yeah,
that's right.
Did you say he was 6'8"? He's 6'7".
That's what I was thinking. I knew he had to be 6'6", 6'7",
no,
6'8".
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. So back then, they inflated the height of people.
They also had nothing to measure motherfuckers
and
with.
So now, but now they have more realistic heights.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think so.
They say
you believe that they changed the metric for how they measure people?
They say KD is 6'10", the nigga 7 foot.
He tall.
True.
So I
mean, I'm sure Wilt was 7 foot.
Yeah, I
said he was 6'10".
Yeah, they say a lot of bullshit, but it's not true because KD is definitely not 6'10", 6'11". He's 7 feet tall. So I
don't know. From even like if you look at like inside the NBA, all that stuff, all the old school players, they always say they're like, yeah, they would say they would list themselves higher. And we used to all do that in high school. You come out, oh man, I gotta guard somebody that's 6'10". You get out there, he's 6'3".
Yeah, that's just like saying on his driver's license. Al say that he's 6'6". The nigga's really 6'3". He just trying to get attention. No, I'm 6'6". He actually
y'all said Saint is like 6'10", and I'm like,
hey, he actually 6'6", so he tall as fuck. But what was I gonna say? But I like I said, everyone's got their view about who is in their top 5, and that's one that threw me. I didn't expect the Dr. J.
He still ain't told me how many 3-pointers he made to be on that list.
Because he didn't make any because the 3-point line didn't exist yet.
But I'm saying, if he did, how many do you think he would have?
I don't know that statistic because they didn't have that statistic.
No, but that's true. You are saying that from your perspective.
I'm gonna mess with Saint all the time.
I'm just saying. I'm just wondering from your perspective.
Yeah, like from what you have seen, like, because I'm sure that you've only seen highlights. How many threes do you think he would be able to? How many threes do you think he would attempt and score if he played in today's league?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I don't even ever remember seeing him make something that looked like a 3-pointer.
I know his form wasn't that pretty either, but
But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah. But hey, that's one of the controversial things you said, Dr. J. That's one that I don't think anybody agrees with, but that's how you feel.
But hey, with all of David's, background information, a lot of I don't know. He stated his case.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna stick to it because that's all I can do.
I'm gonna use that.
That's facts. All right, well, Big Al, your turn.
Who do I got? I got number 1, MJ. I got number 2, Kobe. Who did I have number 3? It's a tie between Magic and Kareem. And then I got number 5, LeBron.
I like it. I like it. All right, now for the dumbass in the comment section that's saying Kobe at number 2 is stupid.
Wow.
You tell me a point in time where you have, and this will always be my defense. And I know that, Chris, I know you think LeBron's the GOAT. And everyone's got their own opinion about it. But wildly renowned. Everyone believes that Jordan's the GOAT besides all the kids under 25. So for the people of our generation or any type of generation, if you have any player, and this is really a question for anybody, because this is how I go about thinking about the GOAT topic and situation and all that. If you have a player that perfectly resembles the greatest basketball player to ever play the game, like he resembles him to a T, how can the person that resembles him most, that does exactly everything that he did, all NBA, all defensive teams, all that shit, averaging 35 in one season, how can you have someone that resembles the greatest player of all time, just night and day, they just the exact same person? How can that person not be second to the greatest of all time? I just don't understand it. So when people tell me that,
because the first person to do something is not always the best person to have ever done it or like will do it. You can have someone be, you know what I mean? That's just like, you set a standard. Standards are beat all the time. Like that's just human history. Like we've been getting faster and better at shit since we started measuring shit. So like, isn't it possible?
I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
No, I understand.
Like
what
if someone is the best,
yes.
If someone is the best and they were at that time, then someone comes and they are compared to them. That doesn't mean that they're less than the person who set the standard. It just means that they're like, they could like supersede that standard while still being compared to the standard that was set by the first person who set it.
All right. So I got a question for you. What does LeBron do besides passing that's better than Jordan?
Rebounding.
Defense.
Rebounding. So
I don't know about defense.
Definitely not defense. I don't know where the hell you got that from. Now, I want to ask you a question in regards to rebounding because I have the rebounding numbers up.
Okay.
When we look at rebounds per game for Jordan and LeBron, let me read you off the career rebounds per player.
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron James in his career averages
7.5.
How many?
7.5.
Okay. And Michael Jordan averaged what, 5 or 6?
Let me see.
He averaged 5 or 6 rebounds, almost 7 rebounds a game from my understanding, from what I remember. He averaged 6.2 rebounds a game. So I don't know if we can really consider a person that averaged just one, not even one extra rebound a game as a better rebounder. And he's only 6'6",
215 pounds.
Compared to a guy that's 6'8", 260, 270.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think that Michael Jordan made the players around him better more than LeBron James makes his team better being on the team?
Absolutely. And you want to know what I can tell you this? You know what I can tell you to this? Because Minnesota, when they had Kevin Love was averaging 25 and almost 15 rebounds a game. He went to play with LeBron. His numbers dropped down to around 18 and 7 or 8 per game. LeBron, when he had D-Wade, he came when he was older. No, he didn't actually. When LeBron went to Miami, D-Wade's numbers substantially dropped. And I understand when you say that Kevin Love was alone, but if you are uplifting your players, if you have an all-star player that's playing at an all-star talent, their numbers shouldn't drop substantially like that. If you are supposed to be one of the best passers in the game, someone that brings your teammates up, there should be no drop. And I understand that they had to pass the ball to so many different people. You had LeBron, you had Kyrie.
But could it be possible that Love's numbers dropped because LeBron was doing the things that he like because he's a what is he a point? What do they call it? A point center? Like he could do the things that Love could do, like and was doing it for him. So that's why his numbers dropped.
Well, I don't know if I don't believe that. I don't believe that he rebounds better than Kevin Love or he rebounded better than Kevin Love. And I really don't know if you could say in the realm of things when it came to Jordan, I mean, not Jordan, but LeBron with rebounds and outlet passes, because people forget how amazing of an outlet passer Kevin Love is. He would get that rebound.
Yeah, Kevin Love averages 10.7 rebounds in his career.
Yeah, so I don't really think that we can consider Kevin Love as someone that isn't a better rebounder than LeBron. I just feel like if you are gonna, raise the value of your teammates, like what value of any teammate has LeBron raised this year? You've decreased the value of Russ. AD can't stay on the court. The only person that actually looked good this season, there were two people, Malik Monk. Malik Monk was big. And I would say Austin Reeves, but he was injured. But I loved when Austin Reeves was on the court, undrafted free agent. Like, those are really the only two players out of this whole team this year that I have seen. You can't say Avery Bradley, bro. You can't do that.
LeBron James he's a great player. I'm not taking nothing away from him.
He's an amazing player.
And I enjoy watching him. But it's a different feel of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan put the fear in people before he even got on the court. Like before he even stepped on the court, the opposing team lost because they already knew what was going to happen, and they knew they weren't going to be able to stop him. I mean, LeBron James.
Isn't that how people also describe Kobe, though?
Yes,
but
this proves my point. How can we say that the greatest of all time and someone that perfectly resembles him is not right underneath him? What you said just proves my point. And that's really all I was trying to get to, was how can you have the greatest of all time, have someone that is just the same, and he be so far down? And he only had one less ring. A story that I read that Byron Scott talked about. Byron Scott said that he had a game against Chicago, and he got injured. He said that he would be nice to Jordan because he knew that Jordan would go crazy on him if people said disrespectful shit. He said one game, no, that was Reggie Miller. I'll tell you another Reggie Miller story. That'd be another time. But he said, T, shut your ass up. He said he told Jordan that he wasn't going to be playing, and then he told him who was guarding him. And at the point that he told him who was guarding him, he said Jordan chuckled and said, "I'm dropping 50 tonight." And he ended the game with 56 points on the dude that he laughed about that was guarding him. So Jordan would do unruly things. It's just like Reggie Miller. He said, he was a rookie and he was playing against Chicago. And his teammates was hyping him up because at half he had 12 points and Jordan only had 4. And he was talking shit to Jordan. And he said this was the last time he talked shit to Jordan because he said after that game, he had 12 at half, Jordan had 4. He said Jordan had 44 points to end the game, and Reggie Miller only had 14. And he got disrespectful, and Jordan put him in his place. Like you just don't see stuff like that coming from LeBron. Yes, I've seen crazy ass moments from LeBron in the playoffs. When he played in Cleveland, he played some of the highest playoff basketball I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Like LeBron played his ass off in some of them playoffs. But I just, with what I've seen, I just can't say that I would put him above Jordan. I just can't. And in a second, we're going to take a quick intermission because I just got a message on the screen. So we're going to take this quick intermission. It's going to be like a 2-3 minute intermission. We're going to give y'all a chance to sit down and think about what we just said, and we'll be back in a jiff. So just give us a second.
Sounds good.
And we back. All right. So we just gonna keep it real with y'all, man. We cheap as hell. So we got so you only got a 40-minute timer when it comes to the amount of time you can have a Zoom meeting go for. So every 30-35 minutes, we're going to take an intermission to go in and come back out.
Hey, but if anybody wants to sponsor us,
right? Donations are definitely acceptable, and
give us your money.
We'll have a link or a Cash App at some point posted for donations to help out the podcast, so we can grow the podcast, so we can do extra things like that. So back to the topic at hand, we were talking about. He said, "Shut your ass up, Chris." We had just got done with Saints list. He didn't really rank 3 and 4, but we'll let him slide with that. I'll go.
I'm surprised nobody questioned me about why I had LeBron 5. See,
everybody got their own opinion.
Yeah, I do want to hear why. Let me know why.
Yeah, now that you said it.
Yep.
I mean, it's just what I said about Jordan. Like with that and Kobe, they got that mentality that, and it doesn't make any sense that LeBron didn't have that from the beginning. I've seen it in spurts.
Yes.
That just killer mentality where he's just like there's no the option to lose is not an option.
No.
Like instead of just like bullying his way into the paint using his frame, he'll settle for a 3-point shot. Or I'm like, come on, bro. For me, everybody from 1 through 4 had a mentality that was like, I can't be stopped. Even look, I would have if David would have said, was Larry Bird on your list, David? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was.
I wouldn't have fought with him on that either.
But that's what I'm saying. No, but I would have been like, hey, Larry Bird. Because, Larry Bird got that killer mentality. When he went in that 3-point contest.
Yeah, Larry Bird was like, just because he was a super weirdly nice old guy does not mean that dude was mean as fuck.
No, I'm saying, but that's what I'm telling you. Like, I'm saying, if you would have been like, oh, because of his mentality,
Chris,
where he had that 3-point contest, he was like, all right.
The 3-point shootout where the announcer talks shit and then he puts his hand up right when he knows he's fucking won it. Like,
who's coming in second? I heard that story.
He said, I'm about to win this 3-point contest. Who's coming in second?
Yeah. He said which one he was playing per second. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And he did.
Had that mentality.
No, and the announcer was like, Larry Bird's not off to a good start. And then Larry Bird just drains through every single one from like the key up. Yeah.
So, that's all. I understand that, though. I can dig that. And like I said, I don't know how Larry Bird would fare in today's game.
Why not?
Why don't I?
Yeah,
because he really wasn't athletic. Like
Luka's not either.
I guess that's fair.
But you got to think Luka's a better dribbler though. Luka can play with the ball. Larry couldn't play with the ball really.
I don't know about that. I mean, I get your point. We got to look up how many turnovers he averaged throughout his career.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But how much of the time was Larry Bird a ball handler, though?
I mean, his usage rate was high. He was the best player on the team, the main scorer. So, I mean, what I'm saying?
He touched the ball a lot, you know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
I don't know.
I think he'd be just fine.
That's why he got those numbers. That's why he was able to get those numbers. And just like the fact that he just like, I don't know. I just like his attitude of being like, made like possible. Like everyone agrees that like, mom mentality and all that. But Larry Bird was actually just mean to people.
Competitive. He was competitive as well. I mean, every superstar is going to adapt no matter which era. If LeBron played in the 90s, he'd be just fine. If Larry Bird played today, I think he would be just fine. He would find a way to
You
score.
could also just hit
and he would
someone in
find
the
a way to
face
win.
during Larry Bird's time,
That's
right?
facts.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk
Hell
over
yeah.
you. Like,
Hell
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you could just hit a motherfucker.
But see,
Like,
that's the difference. That's the difference now, because now, players now, they just, pretend they flopping, and they basically exaggerating what Dennis Rodman created with the whole extra stuff.
So-
but Dennis Rodman wasn't doing. He was just doing that to get in other people's head.
So,
just real quick, I just want to address back to what Deontay. Oh my God, Dario said. Oh my God, you fucked me up right there. Is that like so? That being said, he might not be as physically cardiovascularly tough, but he was tough. Do you think that toughness corresponds to now what would be the equivalent of being in shape? Because back then you had to be tough. Like that was what was required at the time, like being hit in the face and shit like that.
I would go with that. I would go with that. That toughness, bro. That toughness is everything, and he definitely showcased that toughness. I just looked up his turnovers per game. He averaged 3.1 turnovers a game.
That is very good. That means he didn't turn the ball over at all. Very, very often.
You know who has
What is the average NBA fucking turnover rate for his position though?
I don't know.
A small forward. Well, it's only really a handful of elite superstars, period. So we got to look at a superstar small forward with a high usage rate.
I said
Kawhi, KD, LeBron.
Yeah. And I said that he had 3.3 it was?
Yeah, no, 3.1.
So if we're gonna attest to that tone that's not a lot of turnovers per game, Russ averages 3.6 turnovers per game in his career. So how can we say that 3.1 isn't a lot, but we talk down on Russ because he averages 3.6 a game? Is it
maybe the people are just looking for shit to talk shit about Russ with? Like maybe that's just people being dumb. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Haters gonna hate, right?
I feel that.
Hell yeah. I feel that too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with mine.
Okay.
I think we all know who my GOAT is. Is Jordan.
Larry Bird.
If I really wanted to get real with it, I would say my top 5 when it came to my GOAT. My GOAT is Kobe. Kobe to me is the best player to ever play the game. And it could be because Chris, shut the fuck up, Chris. You funny as fuck. His comments in this shit funny as hell. But if I would give my true top 5, Kobe would be my GOAT. But I have to be realistic, and I have those times where I'm real about how I feel about things. But Jordan is the GOAT, and as I brought up to y'all, you can't have someone that resembles the greatest player of all time and have them anywhere besides number 2 when it comes to the greatest players of all time. So I got Jordan 1, I got Kobe 2, I have LeBron 3, and I've seen enough of LeBron to put him right there, and that's right. Jordan set the path for Kobe, 100%. He guided him to be the person that he was. I've only named off 3, buddy. Can I name the rest?
No.
Yes. So
hey. Larry Bird better be on that list, or
I'm about to lose my shit.
He said I'm gonna lose my motherfucking mind in here. So, and Chris,
he wasn't paying attention. I said Magic, and see, he wasn't even paying attention.
He wasn't paying attention.
Right.
He did say Magic, and Chris, Magic is number 6 for me. Because I got Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. I have Kareem, and then I have Shaq. And the reason I have Shaq is because the dominance. Growing up and watching basketball, I've never seen. It's from my remembrance. There's only been maybe a couple other people that I've seen dunk somebody in the rim. I've seen Shaq dunk people in the rim. I've seen Shaq completely put his ball sack on dudes' foreheads and throw them to the ground. I've seen him break rims, shatter glass. I've seen Shaq do it all. I've never seen a more dominant basketball center in the game. Yes, people are going to bring up his defense.
That's when I'm surprised somebody didn't say that.
Yeah, but
hold on, I didn't go yet. Go yet.
But if we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about Shaq when it comes to, you know, the list of greatest of all times, and everyone always brings up defense, but when I looked and I had a point in time when I was looking at, you know, the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time that was selected through ESPN and stuff like that. And, you know, people always bring up Shaq and defense. But what do we consider how many defensive player of the years did Tim Duncan win?
We got to Google that.
Okay, if somebody can do
Let
that
me
for
see.
me.
I'll do it for you right now.
Now, if Shaq wouldn't have been in the top 300 if it was the best swings of all time in the NBA.
Yeah, that boy cannot swing. He can't swing for nothing. But how many defensive player of the years did
It says he doesn't have a defensive player of the year to his name.
Okay, so now when we talk about Tim Duncan, though, we bring up that he has good defense, correct?
Hell yeah.
Okay, and when it comes to good defense, when it comes to the power forward and center position, it's pretty much protecting the paint, correct?
Yep.
So how many blocks per game do you think Tim Duncan has? Just take a guess, because I know the number.
It's got to be two to three per game.
He averages 2.2 blocks per game. How many?
That sounds right.
How many blocks per game do you think Shaq has?
Around the same, really.
It's about the same. So how can we say that Shaq is not a very defensive-minded player? And I can tell you this: Shaq, I don't believe he made any defensive All-NBA teams, but I'm sure Tim Duncan did. But how can Shaq not be considered a defensive player when he averages more blocks more steals than Tim Duncan?
I was going to mention that what Bello said is media control. It's opinions of other people. Sometimes, even like in these All-Star, a lot of times in All-Star games, you've been wondering, like, how the hell did this person make the All-Star game?
Why do they give the fans a vote? Why the fuck are they voting? Why are we voting for All-Stars?
Well, I could tell you that because, it's the entertainment industry. And the fans, they're the reason that the NBA makes some money. So they're going to pick who everybody wants to see, The fans are watching and they're paying for the stuff. Yeah. And the NBA knows this, and this is how they make money. So that's why the fans get to pick.
They need to cut that shit out. Because when it comes to this fan vote, the fan vote is pretty much turned into my favorite player or the best player on my team vote. Like, I'd want to say Klay Thompson was top 5 in voting for shooting guards this year before he even played a fucking game.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, we got to stop allowing. We got to stop allowing the fans to vote. And if I feel like if we're gonna allow us to vote, because we are fans and we are people that sit and we spectate the game, we need to, or the NBA needs to filter out all those bullshit brackets.
Well, no, I mean, I get it because the fans are the ones that supply the revenue. But at the same time, it shouldn't be the majority, I don't think.
Hey, Chris, and with you saying that, when you just brought up when Steve Nash won MVP over Shaq, I think we also need to speak on the NBA giving Steve Nash the MVP in 05-06 over Kobe. Steve averaged 18 and 10. That's respectable for a point guard. I feel like that's what a point guard should do. But when you have a shooting guard averaging 35, 6 and 6, carrying a bunch of dudes from the local gym to the playoffs with 44 wins, Kobe by far should have more than one MVP. Kobe shouldn't have got his first MVP in 08. Kobe should have gotten the MVP in 05-06. I don't believe Steve Nash should have any MVPs. He shouldn't have one. He should not have one. Because if we're going through the factor of saying that,
right?
If we're going through the factor of saying Steve Nash deserved those MVPs in the 05 and 06, then why does Chris Paul not have MVP this year? He's got the best.
Yeah.
He's got the best record in the NBA. He's averaging a double-double. How is he not point guard? I mean, how is he not MVP? But we're allowing Steve Nash to win back-to-back MVPs with mediocre point guard numbers. Because every point guard in the NBA that's starting, I feel should be averaging a double-double. If you aren't assisting your teammates, your team's probably not winning. So that kind of makes you a mediocre point guard. And I'm not saying every point guard is mediocre when they on trash-ass teams, because that's not true at all.
Does Robert Horry belong in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
Because he got 7 rings?
No, because he makes some of the most clutch shots you've ever seen in the NBA.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But
big shot Horry.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And yes, and I feel D Rose deserved that MVP. D Rose, youngest MVP ever, he deserved that. But I don't believe that Steve Nash deserves either one of those MVPs. And I love every time I see Shaq bringing it up on Inside the NBA.
Hey, did you do your top 5? Because we still didn't get to.
Yeah, I did my top 5.
We got one more person.
Yes, sir. Are you done, Dario?
Yeah, I'm all done.
Okay. I'm ready to go. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of spice up a little bit. Like I'm gonna do like my top 5 kind of pound for pound. I mean, it may be controversial to y'all, and pound for pound kind of means, the best two-way are complete. And, I'm only going to use individual accolades because winning rings consists of having a good team, good chemistry, and good coaching as well. I mean, having a superstar is important, but winning a ring takes a good team.
Hey,
and
I got a question for you real quick.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Do you think that 05 Heat team was a good team?
I mean, Wade, Shaq, they had some good supporting pieces, and they had a superstar as well. Good coaching. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good team.
Okay.
So, my top 3.
And it takes luck, too, because you got to stay healthy. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that as well. And it also depends on the matchup you have in the finals. It depends on who you play as well, So.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, my top 3, it's not in any particular order because they all just so damn good. Mike, LeBron, Hakeem. I mean, y'all could debate that later. And then
you said it in 1, 2, 3. I like that, Mike. Well, go ahead. You good?
And after that, Kareem and Tim Duncan. I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with that Tim Duncan one because you got Kobe.
I like Tim Duncan.
And yeah,
wait,
and because
he didn't put Kobe in there.
He didn't put Kobe.
Kobe's in like my 6 to 10.
Ooh, Go ahead, Derriere.
I just don't get it.
I mean, the ability to, also carry an average team comes into play as well. I mean, even though Mike, he had a Hall of Famer and an All-Star on his team.
But that's
Hakeem, he carried.
But can I say
a
this?
Team with no All-Stars.
What about Tony Parker? What's his name?
Tony Parker? Well, at that time, like Tony and Manu, they were like rookies when Tim Duncan was carrying those Spurs teams.
So you said carrying a mediocre team. You said carrying a mediocre team.
Well, I said that plays a small part.
So I just told you that Kobe took a bunch of dudes from the Princeton club
to the playoffs.
To the playoffs. Hey, they made it to the playoffs on him averaging 30.
That's good. A lot of superstars can carry a team to a playoff, like Luka,
LeBron?
for example. So, hell yeah, nigga, they went to the finals when they played the Spurs. Nigga.
Did he this year?
Huh?
Did he this year?
No, not this year. This is a different case.
Did he the first year he was in LA?
Oh my god.
He said what he sound like on Friday. Well,
they did went to the bubble. They went to the bubble and they did their thing. But I mean, when he first went to LA.
No, his first year.
Hey, look, hold on.
Okay.
Like they may not make the finals or win every year, but he has done it.
Oh no, I'm not
as
talking
the
about
individual and only superstar.
I'm talking about his first year in
the
LA.
bubble don't count.
His first year
short season don't count.
No, but his first year in LA, he didn't make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, they didn't make it, but
no, they didn't.
That next year when everybody was healthy. No, I said they didn't. But
that's when they had Lonzo.
After that, right. Then they got AD. Everybody was healthy, and of course that's where luck comes in.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they won it. But I like Saint, about your comment about the bubble. I mean, I know it was the bubble, but you're still playing good teams, and you still have to win. How many people have we seen choke or fuck it up? So you got to give LA credit for winning because they could have choked and fucked it up, and they played a good team in the Miami Heat. So
yeah,
that's facts.
But for me, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like it was just it was a different chemistry. It wasn't the same as hearing the home crowd and seeing the fans.
Yeah.
Doing all that stuff at free throws and missed 4 straight free throws. You think if they was in the bubble, you think Nick Anderson would have missed 4 straight free throws in a row?
We don't know.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
see that because if you,
it's a different pressure.
Yeah, you playing with nobody. You ain't playing with no sound.
Nothing.
You just playing. That's like practice being in a bubble. You can. That's like being in a shoot around. And when you see that one dude that's got all the gear on, he's got the knee pads, he's got the jersey on with the shorts, he's got the J's on. And he a shoot around shooter, but he get in the game and he's a bum. You
mean me?
But see, here's a good example. This is why coaches in the NFL, they try to emulate, like before they go play the Seahawks, what do? They try to emulate that sound that you're gonna get playing against the Seahawks because
the loudest stadium in the NFL. Yeah,
I feel like I'm not saying that well, I guess I am saying that. Yeah, it definitely was it could have been. It would have been. I feel like it would have been different. Maybe they still would have won, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Yeah, I feel that. He's definitely got a tough 5. Like you can go into battle with all of them.
What did he say? He said, okay,
he said MJ, LeBron, Hakeem,
Kareem,
and Tim Duncan.
I could probably put Kobe at 6, low key. Or you could put Kobe at 5 and Duncan at 6. It's a controversial list. So.
You know who I was so tempted to put in because of just his career. Like I loved his career.
White chocolate.
No. I was so close.
10 turnovers.
But I was like this close because I love him so much from putting Dirk in my top 5.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I love Dirk.
All right.
I love Dirk. Everything about Dirk.
I wouldn't have been mad at that. You know why?
Why?
Because I seen a picture of that man with a to-go plate.
Aluminum foil on it, bro. Every game he came in with a plate of soul food. His girl, because he married to a black woman.
His wife is African. Yeah.
So like that shit, like I'm like, this nigga invited to all the barbecues, baby. He got aluminum foil. This motherfucker came with a hot plate to the game and shit.
Is that?
Hey, my bro. Hey, Dario.
Yeah.
In respect to Dirk, I mean, he don't hold a candle to my top 5, as far as like individual accolades, he has the ring for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, it's
The
controversial.
ring,
and
also the ring where
based
he
on
almost
opinion.
fucked up the ring in the playoffs and then
did
got it
almost fuck
back.
up no
Like with,
ring. What you talking
yeah,
about?
he did.
They fucked.
Dude, when he in the playoffs, when he had that terrible last game, and then he had to come back, they had to win 2 more in a row to fucking not for the ring, but to get to the ring.
Oh, okay. But I was about to say, I'm pretty sure they beat the Heat in 5.
No, not. It was the play.
You
It was
talking about
the
the
game before.
the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey, quick question. I know we've been going on this for a long time since we talking about greatest team, Warriors or the Bulls.
I'm going with the Bulls.
I got a quick answer for that. It depends on which era they're in. If they're in today's era, Warriors. Back then, I might have to go with Bulls. So
I'm gonna go with the Bulls in the past, definitely. If we playing in that era, I don't. And the only reason that I would go with, and I'm hesitant to say it, but I agree that I would have to go with the Warriors in this era because A, they soft as fuck, and then B, NBA teams like Jordan barely attempted threes. He scored 50-something points off of no 3-point shots.
Yeah.
So
that's
if we're gonna play in this era, I would give the slight edge because in this era, I've told everybody all the time when it came to Jordan playing in this era, he's averaging 50+.
No, but we talking about because they got the best record.
Yeah.
But does that make them better than the team that had
I don't believe so.
One less win,
I don't
but
believe
won the
so.
chip. So that's what I'm.
Yeah, I don't believe so. I believe that Chicago team, and if we just hooping, if we just say, hey, we hooping, I'm going with the Bulls. If I say, hey, we playing in this pity pat league now where we do hopscotch every 35 seconds because we're gonna call anything, we're gonna call fouls that ain't fouls and people flopping. I'm gonna give the edge to the Warriors because also they got the shooters now. Like, really the only shooters that played with Jordan was what? Steve Kerr, Ron Harper, Tony Kukoc. Scotty barely shot threes. So if we're going with this iteration of the NBA, I would have to say that the 73 win team in this era, like I think it'll be a close game still because Jordan is going to average 50 to 60 a game because he's going to take advantage of getting all those foul calls. He just is. Like you're not going to stop Jordan from getting to the free throw line in this era. But I feel like the Warriors would have the slight edge if we played in this era. If it's back then, the Warriors is getting swept off the floor.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say real quick, but some people would say, well, Jordan had special rules anyway because you couldn't touch him, you couldn't be in his space without getting called a foul. So
I don't think that's the case.
But that's what they used to say.
Yeah, you can say that about every NBA player now because if you breathe on somebody, it's a foul.
Right. And also another point, back in the 90s, it was a very physical era. And guess what? Golden State now, they already have 2 injury-prone players, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm. And Steph Curry is also, he's like now known for being, exactly.
His ankles like this.
So, exactly. So, I mean, the Bulls are going to play physical and, the Warriors could end up getting hurt and maybe lose either Klay or Durant, and that could be a big factor too,
And Anthony Davis. I knew
Hold on. Do you think
that man stay hurt?
Do you think Kevin Durant's not tough?
Well, he is tough, and I think he's mentally tough as well.
Tough.
But
I mean, all the shit talk he does whenever he walks away after he scores on somebody with that like tiny shit or the like, who's this guy type shit. Like, I don't know.
He's tough.
I mean,
Durant.
I just talk about him being physically tough, So I mean, he is pretty frail,
Right.
Yeah.
That man, when that man shoot free throws, how your shoulders touch?
That's right. For real.
Do a little shimmy shake and shit.
Right.
Like I said, this is definitely one of the most controversial topics you can talk about because there's so many different answers when it comes to it. And at the end of the day, there's really no wrong answer to this topic.
Right.
So It was good hearing everybody's thoughts when it came to it. We're going to go on to the next topic because we've been on this topic for over an hour now.
Hold on. Hey, somebody might want to throw this guy in there too. Jalen Brunson, he just scored a career high 41 points.
41. I just saw that.
Hey, and Justin, what were we talking about, Justin? Justin, what were we talking about? When I said
about how,
Jalen Brunson, when it came to Luka, was outplaying Luka this year. I feel like Jalen has been outplaying Luka because Jalen is so much more efficient with the basketball. He's so much like.
But
yeah, go ahead.
On the scoring end, he's not as consistent as Luka though. But he's gonna give you defense. He's a good playmaker. He's tough because he's from Villanova, and I love that school. I love that guard. You know, so
I feel that. Yeah,
but you were right though.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're about to take a quick intermission. Y'all motherfuckers know what it is. We done hit that time limit.
We paused.
We
need y'all money.
A word from our sponsors.
Right.
Today's episode is sponsored
Hey,
by
y'all broke as
Outdoor.
fuck. Well, guess what? You can't use more than 40 minutes of a Zoom call at one time.
So we're gonna take this little quick intermission real quick, and we'll be back in 3 minutes, y'all.
Sounds good.
All right, we back. You know what happened? We back to it. So we done got past the first topic. The next topic that's up is it's a question that I've been trying to I've been sitting and thinking about for a while when it came to Patrick Beverley. And I want to hear everybody's input when it comes to Patrick Beverley because he had him quite the outburst after his team finally made the playoffs. So I really just want to know how everyone, when it comes to Patrick Beverley, do you believe that he is a top five, not top five, I'm so sorry. We're sitting here talking about top five, and I'm thinking this motherfucker top five. Never mind. Do you believe that Patrick Beverley is overrated or underrated? We start off with you, David.
So I'm looking up his stats, and they're not that crazy impressive, like compared to. I mean, he's average. He's he's a good. He's a good point guard, but he's just not that spectacular. So I'm wondering why his outburst. Why do you think he had I don't know why he did his outburst. I can't.
So I believe that the outburst was in the realms of the whole contract situation with the Clippers. He
got $13 million for a year. What is he complaining about?
With
his last
with
contract?
Minnesota though.
Yeah,
he wanted to stay in LA. LA didn't want him because they said he was injury prone and they didn't want to pay him. So he went he got traded to Memphis and then he got traded to Minnesota. But he went there on a mission to prove that he was worth what he was asking and that they shouldn't have just let him go. So
then why outburst at the ref?
The ref. What happened with the ref?
When he's calling the ref trash after that game.
He called the Clippers trash.
Okay.
I don't remember a ref being called trash. Saint, do you remember that?
I didn't even know about the outburst. So I don't.
Yeah.
know.
So he pretty much, they asked him a question as to what did you say to the Clippers bench after the game, and he said I told him to take their ass back to Los Angeles. And then he said they fucking suck.
Of course he's gonna have beef with them because
he got suspended. He got suspended for his outburst on a referee last Sunday.
Didn't he play
6 days ago?
But I'm talking about the playing game. Well, I thought you were talking about the playing game because the playing game was when he went crazy and he had his little moment with the Clippers game. They had won the championship.
I looked up a completely different outburst.
Yeah. But the question is he underrated or overrated? And how did you feel about the outburst when it came to him telling their ass to go home and telling them that they suck? And then do you think it was too much or do you think it was just right?
Was this the same game when they were like acting like kissing babies and stuff, or like they won the championship?
Yeah. When he jumped on the scorer's table and he took his jersey off and he threw it in the fans like somebody was gonna fight for his jersey. And yeah.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. But I mean, I don't know. I think like it's kind of like I imagine it's very hard to control yourself when you're like forced to let out that much aggression for that many minutes and then come so far and then not what. So you want to rip off your jersey and throw it in the crowd? Good for you. You know what I mean? If that's what you think your play warranted, go for it. And even if you don't, like, go for it anyways. Fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? How many times are you going to get to play in the NBA, really? Like, you know what I mean? Every career is finite, so enjoy it while you can, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that. So, you going to answer the question?
He said it was warranted. He said
no. I'm talking about. You think he's underrated or overrated?
I said his stats are average. So I guess overrated. I guess I don't really have an opinion on that. I guess.
Okay.
Like he seems average to me.
Okay. Saint.
I think what he meant to say, and which I agree with David, is that I think he's at the level that he's at. He's not underrated. He's not overrated. He's there to do certain things. He's there to hype up the team. He's there to give emotions to the team. He's there to pump the crowd up. It's a show. It's a show. The man, he'll have his times where he's playing defense and he locks down defense. He'll make a 3-pointer that, nice little 3, then they call it a 2, whatever. But I get it. But he's not no superstar. And he's not complete trash because he is effective. He's motivating the team. He's doing something to get the team going. And you need that. Mm-hmm. You need that. I mean, Draymond Green does that, but Draymond Green is at a much higher level. He brings much more than just a voice.
Yeah.
But let's also be real though. Anyone who plays in the NBA, comparatively to everyone else in the world, is a superstar. You know what I mean? So when you even if he's not a superstar of the NBA,
else. You can have the word.
My point is, if you want to act like you're a superstar, go for it. Because you know what I mean? There's not many people got to get to be where you're at. So even if you just make it there, go big.
But that's okay. Yeah, but that's okay. If he was playing against anybody here, it's a no-brainer. But
so how you feel? How you feel about everything that happened after that Clippers game when they made it into the playoffs?
I mean, I was like, hey, do your thing, bro. I mean, good luck. And actually, if you see, look, it poured over to the next game. Mm-hmm. They shocked people. They're like, okay, they came to play,
Yeah.
They came to play. Because they came to play, right?
They did. Memphis.
Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
That's what I'm saying. They came to play. So I'm like, something must be working.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sure wish the Pelicans would have came with that type of energy.
We ain't gonna talk about them. They're not worth talking about. All right.
Right.
So
everybody agree.
All right. All right. So do I feel that he is underrated or overrated? I'm gonna be honest. I feel that he's underrated. And these are the reasons as to why I feel like he's underrated. Do y'all know that Patrick Beverley, every year he has been in the NBA, has always made the playoffs? Every year.
So you could call him lucky for being on the right team at the right time.
Okay. So can you call him lucky?
Possibly.
Can you call him lucky? The year that he left the Clippers, he beat them out of the playoffs?
Yep.
Because if he was on that Clippers team, I feel like the Clippers would have been a lock for the playoffs. I also feel like if he was on that Clippers team, they would have beat the Timberwolves because of his defense, because of his grit.
Missing that fire.
They missed that fire, that grit, that want to go get it. Patrick Beverley he's a fucking spark plug, and he gets them going every time. And he's so smart when it comes to basketball. It's like that moment when he was sitting there tussling, smacking Marcus Morris's arm. He did that for a reason. He knew he had a technical foul already. So he knew if he kept smacking him and they kept going back and forth, they was going to get teed up and dude was going to get kicked out the game.
But honestly, to be honest, I forget Patrick Beverley's even in the league until I see him on TV playing.
How?
I just...
Damn.
No, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, Patrick Beverley.
Every team he has played for, and he's played for 3 different teams: Houston,
How many years?
What was his usage percentage on those teams, though?
Very low.
I don't know if it's very low because he plays a good 30 minutes a game.
And he plays the point guard, but he's not a scorer.
He's off ball. He's there for defense to shoot open threes with nobody guarding him. He can pass.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like he's super underrated just because he's not a scorer like all the other point guards in the league are.
How many teams has he been on that's won championships?
Okay.
0.
Okay. And how many point guards can we say that about? How many teams has Chris Paul been on that he's won a championship?
No. Now you're doing
No. We are talking sports and basketball. How many teams has Chris Paul been on?
That's what I'm saying. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's because of him. It's not, that it made it to the playoffs.
Okay, I could use the exact same thing when it came to Chris Paul.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but think of this though.
But I'm saying, but compared to the two, Chris Paul is much more effective, and he has a lot more stats. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter about that. But you were saying that you were using that as to prove as to why he should be if he's not underrated. But I'm like, that's not. I don't feel like that's the case. I think he's still just blah. But you're like saying, oh, he's like this because he made the teams they got to the playoffs or to the playoffs so many times. But if Chris Paul is up here. But that doesn't take away.
Patrick Beverley makes his teams better with his fire and his tenacity. He makes teams better. I can't. He makes teams better.
I feel like.
Go ahead, David.
I feel like you wrote this question just because you really just wanted to talk about how much you love Patrick Beverley.
No, I don't. I could care less for Patrick Beverley because I didn't like how he injured Russ. I'm not a big fan of Patrick Beverley, but I feel like Patrick Beverley, and this was a good topic to use because after that game, I set up the agenda for the podcast, and I saw that happen. Like, it'd be a good topic to talk about. But I'm not a fan of Patrick Beverley at all. Actually,
we wouldn't have known that unless you just said it, though. Like, which speaks to your objectivity.
I still don't believe
it.
You think I give a fuck about Patrick Beverley?
I like how you keep it real.
If you was in them stands, you would have been.
Put that motherfucker on. Can you sign it? No, man, fuck that shit. I ain't touching no Patrick Beverley jersey, man. Shit. But hey, I can't argue with what he said and what he does, man. He's a spark plug that brings that defense. And if you can bring my team defense, put some hard defense on one of the best players on the court for a good 25, 30 minutes a game, like he's if we really think about it, he's pretty much plays the exact same role that Marcus Smart plays, and he just won Defensive Player of the Year. Matisse Thybulle.
Is he considered a dirty player?
Patrick?
No, you're talking about Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart?
No. I'm talking about Patrick.
Oh, are you talking about Patrick? Okay.
I would say that Patrick's had some real dirty plays. He's done some dirty shit. Like,
oh yeah,
Lonzo's first game in the NBA, niggas shoulder checking him to the ground and shit. What he did to Russ. Like, he's done some shit. Marcus Smart has done some shit too. If we really being honest about it. So I feel like every player's had their dirty moment. LeBron had a dirty moment.
Okay, the dirty moments and being a dirty player where you consistently have those moments.
Well, yes, he is a dirty player.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's a dirty player.
Like Lambert, what was that dude from the fucking 80s that played
the Brett Lambert?
Yeah.
He's
just like that's what he was. That's what he's known for, right? Like,
yeah, you're right.
What Patchouli, right?
Zaza.
That's what he was there for.
Yeah, he fucked up Kawhi. He was there to injure him so they can win a ring.
Yep.
And it worked.
It did.
Well, how you feel about it, Justin?
Well, I don't think Beverley is overrated or underrated. I think he is what he is. I think he's a leader, and he's a defensive anchor. He's a defensive specialist, and he's a defensive role player. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's not under or overrated. He's
agitator,
right where he is.
He's an agitator. That's facts.
A habitual line stepper.
Facts. So yeah, that was topic 2, man. Just wanted to talk about Patrick Beverley. Like I said, I feel like he brings out the fire in his teams, man, and I just like his drive pretty much, man. I think he's a well-lit fire that every team needs someone like Patrick Beverley.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're gonna get into a little bit more of a serious topic now. I don't know if many people have been able to keep up in the news, but you had an officer-related shooting in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where a cop killed an unarmed black man. We are going to show the video, and it'll be just to show the video, so we can get a refresher look as to what we saw for all the viewers too. I kind of feel like we shouldn't show it because I feel like people have already seen it, and I don't know how, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook is going to take showing the video, but YouTube's got the video on YouTube, and it's all on Facebook.
Enable sharing.
So, yeah, we're just going to let it happen. If the shit gets blocked off on Twitch, then it just gets blocked off. I don't give a fuck.
Did you enable it?
I'm about to do that right now.
Enable it.
So we're gonna play the clip. Should only be like 50 seconds long. And then, we'll all just sit down and speak a couple minutes in regards to the whole situation and things like that. And then, I'll put something up on the screen for everyone to see for how I feel about it, and we'll all just speak on that a little bit.
No, he ain't grab no taser. I see that. Let go the taser. Stop taser. Get back.
Like you said, get back.
Still has his hand on the gun too.
Just a horrific scene. I'll go first so I can get my feel about it out. I did my own little research, and I watched the video a couple times. I watched it when it originally came out because my cousin, he lives in Michigan, and he was originally posting about it, and he posted some things about it. I had no idea about any of the situation that happened. It happened on April 4th. The information of it happening finally emerged on April 12th. That's when Grand Rapids police started talking about it, and they held this press conference. And then you didn't hear anything about this incident until April, I think it was 14th, is when news outlets finally started showing it. If you haven't watched the whole video, in the video there was a tussle because I guess there were some wrong plates on the car. The guy ran, and when I tell you he had a 40 time of a 600-pound offensive lineman, like if you watch the video of the dude that got shot and killed, like the dude really, he was, he wasn't fast at all. The guy tackled him, he kneed him. And in my mind, and we're not put in those situations, we're not officers, we don't know how that shit goes. But in my mind, if I see someone that I know that I'm going to have a tussle with, and I see that they have another person in the car, and in most instances, when you're driving with someone, the person that you're driving with knows your name. A lot of the times they know where you live if they're a friend of yours. At that point, I would have said, all right, this guy is going to run. I'm going to just talk to his friend. His friend's going to give me all the information. We're going to leave it at that. But he engaged with the guy, and some people are going to say that he shouldn't have ran. He shouldn't have ran. And I will agree with that. He shouldn't have ran. The cop knees him in his chest, his body while he's on the ground. He starts putting his hands behind his back. He brings out his taser. I'll put something on the screen, and y'all not going to be able to see this because I haven't had the ability to share it to the screen because it won't show up for the stream and all that. But if y'all are on Twitch and things like that, Saint, you'll be able to see it when it pops up. I did some research on the type of taser that officers use. And when you are listening to the video, you hear the taser go off twice. And these tasers that police officers use, they're preloaded with 2 shots. So the 2 shots were shot off already. And at the end of the video, you heard the cop saying, let go of the taser. The taser had no more active rounds in it, and the only way to activate more rounds with the taser is to reload the taser. I don't know about y'all, but I don't walk around with taser reloads in my fanny pack. Like, there ain't nothing in here but debit cards, credit cards, and some lotion. There ain't no taser shots in there. So at that point, I feel like the officer should have been aware of the situation. And to shoot him at point blank range, that's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. And I feel like we're really not getting anywhere when it comes to this whole police and when it comes to the black community thing. I just don't see it going anywhere. It's tough to say it, but I don't believe it's ever going to get better. I don't believe it's ever going to get better. I was talking to one of my close Caucasian friends, and he said something that I've been saying for years. He told me the situation will never get better because people like me don't speak up in situations like this. And he's 100% right, because there will be no change when it comes to how white police officers police African Americans and the black community, because no one speaks up about it. And that'll just be my point about it. I hope that the cop rots in jail. I hope that he serves the rest of his life in jail, because that's just unacceptable. And it's sickening to know that this person's family, when it comes to his mom, his parents, his children, will always have the video of seeing their loved one getting shot in the back of the head by someone that's supposed to serve and protect him right in the back of the head while he's unarmed, with a cop on his back, not able to do anything. So I'll hand it off to whoever want to talk about it next.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna just go ahead and get mine out the way. Those are the points that you made, though, Dario, for sure. Let's see, what can the law do about that, or the judicial system? What they could do, maybe, I know this may be a little harsh, but they can enforce the death penalty on any officer who kills an unarmed man And I think that will scare a lot of officers and make them think twice about doing that, you know?
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
I only have to say the death penalty has been shown to not be a deterrent, like, at all. Like, I believe in the death penalty, but like, it's not a great deterrent for getting people to not do shit. Like, but sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you good. You good. Yeah, thanks for putting that out there. Because I mean, you know, clearly they're not getting locked up for doing that. They're getting a slap on the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells us that, you know, they don't care about us, you know, and that we're expendable and they can just do whatever they want.
And you speak a valid point when it comes to that. Like that lady that just killed that young kid in his car in Minnesota that said she mistakenly shot off her gun instead of
instead of her taser?
Yeah, she mistakenly thought that her gun was a taser. You know what the fuck you did. And I feel like more people need to hold themselves accountable. And
man, you're a trained professional. You should know the difference between a taser and a gun.
And she was a professional at that job for 20 plus years. You can't lie to my fucking face and say that you thought that your gun was a fucking taser. You just can't. But go ahead, Justin. I'm sorry.
That's just a point that I wanted to make because, you know, they feel like we're expendable and they can do what they want. And all they're going to get is a slap on the wrist for doing that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I know that may sound a little harsh, you know, but clearly getting fired or going to jail, that's not doing nothing. So, you know, maybe if you give them the death penalty, maybe a lot of other officers will be like, okay, we're not going to do this. Mm-hmm. And this is just maybe 5 to 10% of police that are doing this. There are a lot of other, you know, good cops that are just doing this to get a check. Maybe they really love their community, you know. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this is just the 5 or 10% that are doing this. So I mean, and that's all I have to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, speaking facts, man.
Appreciate it.
I definitely agree with the death penalty, but go ahead, Sam.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say was, earlier I had watched a little bit of it. So that was actually my first time seeing it, like, to the fullest, like, you know, gun in hand to the, like, so that was hard to watch. For me, as was already said here, they have to have harsher sentences. Because I mean, if you think about it, if he would have killed the cop, what sentence would he have got?
Life.
He would have got the electric chair yesterday.
So and then it's we get into these situations where when stuff like this happens, you know, there's certain people in certain communities, black, white, you know, they start saying, instead of looking at this issue that is a big issue that needs to be settled, people start talking about, there's a lot of black people are killing themselves. So that makes it okay. even if that's true, the police are supposed to protect citizens. Citizens shouldn't have to, and that's probably why that young man reacted like that, because he's seen things that have happened. You know, he was probably scared. He just wanted to, like, and he shouldn't have run. I get it. But even when you don't run, something like this could still happen. They could still be like, all they got to yell out is gun or taser. If they're yelling out gun, they're saying that because they think somebody else had it, and it could have been a brush or something. Mm-hmm. Or they're saying taser, and they're pulling out their gun because, hey, I said taser. I thought I was pulling out my taser. But it's sad, and you know, it's not going to change until until there's true consequences for for what you do. I mean, I understand their position. They have to think fast. But that's what you signed up for. You know, you signed up for that. My brother's a police officer, so that's what he signed up for. He's a black police officer, and he actually has it tougher than white police officers. Even though,
of course, it's always been
especially in the black community, looking at him like he's a rat.
In any community, because even if he's off duty, police look at him.
One fuck up and he's done. His career's over.
No. I'm saying like
Yo,
they're looking at him like he's a black person. He's just a black person. He's not an officer. They don't know that.
You know. I'll say 2 points before David gets into what he has to say. The first point is, I feel like it's insane that black lives get treated worse than dogs.
yeah.
You know, you hear all the you have these moments where you have so much uprise and uproar about, you know, he did this to this dog. I mean, like the whole Mike Vick thing. I understand the whole Mike, and it was terrible. But, you know, you will give a man life in prison for a dog that's protected as, I guess, a cop. But cops can do whatever they want to black individuals. It's just insane. We don't get treated fairly at all. And the second point will be the reason I say that nothing will change when it comes to, you know, this whole blacking and policing thing, policing when it comes to the black community, is I don't think people understand that segregation ended less than 60 years ago.
Yeah.
We literally haven't even gone a full lifespan of a person in the United States since blacks were allowed to take a piss in the same bathroom as whites. So I don't see this changing at all during our lifespan, or at least mine. And I hope and pray that when it's time for my children to, you know, get out and they have children and things like that, things get better. But I see a real dark future for the United States and just the world as a whole. Saint, you little bitch. my kids are mixed, you bitch. I just don't see a very positive future for anyone really when it comes to this whole situation. We're gonna take our quick intermission. Be back in 2 minutes. David is gonna talk about his situation, and then we're gonna get down to the last 2 topics, and we're gonna let y'all go for the night. So give us just a couple minutes. All right, we back. We're gonna get right back into the topic that we was just talking about, and we're gonna hand the torch over to Mr. David.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting me speak on this topic. Number one, I want to say that I don't think anybody has said has been wrong thus far.
Well, can I say one thing really quick, David?
Yeah.
I would like all the viewers to know that David is white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Is he? He said, "Oh, I'm done with this." Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely white. And the thing about it is that, okay, so the thing I want to talk about is fear. And you always hear these people talking about the excuse of like, oh, they're scared and you don't know what it's like. So I want to talk about a specific thing that happened to me like 6 months ago. I was outside working on my motorcycle, and these dudes, I live in like a parking lot that's circular. So I'm on one side of the parking lot. Anyways, this car rolls by like real slow. And I was like, huh, that was kind of weird. And then this car rolls by again. And when I see it go to the end of the lot, I see the dude from the passenger side get out and get behind the driver's seat, so that he's like sitting on the same side as like would be facing me when they go around, because I was on the driver's side of the car. And on the third time, dudes jump out, like literally, like he just pulls up the car, like pulls out, has a gun in his hand. And the dude is still sitting in the car. Like I can see that he's got something in his hand. I can't really see what it is, but, and they're like, you know, what's up? Maybe we take your shit. And so at this time, like just some context about me, like I've been shooting since I was like 10, and I always carry a concealed carry. And I've been doing it for a long time, and there was a moment when the dude who had jumped out, the driver who had jumped out, turned around and was laughing to the dude in the car. And at this moment, I would have had, what's that?
You could have blew his fucking brains out.
Exactly right. And I'll tell you what went through my mind immediately was a story that I'd heard from one of my homies who, he's in a gang. And I asked him how he ended up in the gang. And he said when he was in 6th grade, his teacher called him an N-word. So he hit his teacher and they charged him as an adult with assault and battery. So now he's a person of color who's like a felon, you know what I mean? And so when they like kicked him out of high school or middle school. And so when the gangs found out about this, they told him, hey, like, you want to make money, you come with us. Like, all you got to do is get on this bicycle and go over there and go shoot at those people. That's all you got to do. And if you don't do it, we're going to kill your mom in front of you. And that's like, what choice did he have? And that's all. That story is all I could think about when, like, I saw the window of opportunity. I froze up. Like, I completely froze up. And I ducked down behind this little wall and I just, like, held my gun and was just like, go away, go away. I'd like to think my badass voice is deep and like comic book character, but it's not. It's really like high pitched. So like, I'm just like, go away, go. And the dude turns around, he looks, he sees like, oh man, I could have just probably died. Or I don't know what went through his head, but he got back in his car and they drove off, like laughing to each other, like saying, you ain't worth it, bitch. And then drove off. And so like the point of that story is that even when we're super fucking scared, and I'm not like a spectacularly like, a calm person, you know what I mean? It's like, that's all I could think of was not like shoot, like I've been taught since I was like 10, but all I could think about was my friend who, like, these were kids, man. They had to be 18, 17 years old. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't want to kill 2 kids, even if they wanted to kill me. And like, I feel like that level of consideration, if I can do that, police need to be able to do that. And nothing less less than that. I don't care how scared you are. If you're scared, don't be a cop. Like,
scared, don't chase after somebody.
Yeah, I mean, and also like what happened to like all those movies where like you had epic cop chase scenes where they would chase people down so they could tackle them and put them in handcuffs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what happened to all that shit? Like, or just like basic jujitsu that dude could have done on that guy instead of shooting him in the back of the head. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, there's so many moves that like if he was trained right, he could have like easily like subdued him without having to kill him easily. Yeah. But he was scared.
Right.
Yeah. But cops don't carry clubs anymore, do they?
No, they don't carry billy clubs no more.
Is that illegal?
No.
Yeah, because they used to smack people in their face and it instantly killed them. So you'd have a lot of cops that would be hitting people on their forehead, but them billy clubs were so strong that when people would hit them in the face, it'd be killing them. So they took them away.
Plus, like Rodney King.
Because they was beating the fuck out of Rodney King with that stick.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but
that's something to say about that. Like, I can't comment on what it's like to be black because I'm not black, and I wouldn't want to speak on what that's like or speculate. Like, I just can say that, like, from someone who's been scared, you can still make a choice, even in a window that's, I don't know. That's all
in a really tough position.
I thought he was about to say, I wouldn't want to be black.
Again, no. You can't do that because people are going to edit it. They're going to edit it out, and they're going to make it look like that's what I said.
Hey. So here's a little side note. When we played the 2K, there was a few times when we made David uncomfortable because now he can see us though, but normally like we would trick him because he.
Hold on, y'all. Sometimes sound similar when you're yelling the same shit at 2K. You two specifically, not anybody else, just you two individuals sound similar.
The crazy thing is we don't sound shit alike.
Okay, all right. You know what? All right, I'm gonna let the world decide that. It comes out.
Hey, but you know what, David? We know it's true because everybody says it. Like,
that's facts. Everybody says that shit.
Everybody's like, all right, Laker. And I'm like,
Dude, do you know how many times I've been waiting for you to just say that? How many hours of just like, you don't know, dude. You think all black people sound alike? Like, how many nights you did that to me? Like, thank you for finally admitting it.
No problem.
Hey, anytime. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. So yeah, every week, for people that are watching now and for people that are going to watch while after it gets posted to YouTube, every week we're going to talk about one social topic. I like to sprinkle a little bit of the reality into, the podcast because, the whole world ain't about sports, and we're not living in a sports world. We got real life issues. We're not rich. We're not famous. This is shit we deal with on a daily basis, living in the States, being hardworking individuals on a daily basis. So we'll always talk about a lot of at least, like I said, I like to sprinkle in at least one social topic per podcast. So please understand that you will be listening to at least one of these per week. And,
if you choose to.
Yeah, because you definitely can skip past it if you want to, because unless you're watching it live, skip. If not, sit down and shut the fuck up, because you're going to listen to it.
That's facts.
So we're going to go on to the next topic. We got two more topics for today. The next topic is going to be I don't know how many of y'all actually watch a lot of NCAA basketball. I'm guessing Saint, he's a big no-no for that. David, you watch any basketball?
Yeah, so hold on, can we just put out who doesn't think it's that I don't know how to say his last name. Starts with a W. It's dude from France, Ken, whatever his name is, Watanabe, something like that.
Yeah, Victor something.
Who?
Hold on. Vic, it's what's his name? Ken. It's like Ken. Is it Victor or is it Ken?
They're saying it's Gonzaga.
Victor. Yeah. When dude from France.
Yeah,
7'3", like monster, who's like, he's skinny, but like who doesn't think it's gonna be that guy?
At number one?
That's next year's draft, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see him going number one.
He's a beast.
Really?
He looks like
he's a beast, man.
He's not going one.
I'm pretty sure Chet's gonna go number one.
No, Victor isn't in this year's draft. He's in next year's draft.
Yeah, because he's got to play.
That's what I was saying. I was saying
Chet's going number one.
He plays like he looked like Durant 2.0.
Who you think gonna go over Chet?
Either Paolo or what's his name? The guy from Auburn.
Jabari?
You talking about Jabari Smith?
Yeah, Jabari, yeah. It depends on who gets the first pick, though.
Yeah. You know who I feel is going to make a crazy push, and I really hate saying this shit? Like, I hate saying this shit because I hate this team with a fucking passion. I hate them with all my fucking blood. I hate the Badgers. But I feel like Johnny Davis is going to make a push into that top three. I just feel like he's going to make a push into that top three. And I hate saying that shit because I feel like he's not ready for the NBA. I really do. I really feel he's not ready for the NBA.
He's ready.
He's not ready.
He's a scorer, bro.
He's not ready,
a true shooting guard, man.
Yeah, you watched them Wisconsin games during the NCAA tournament, and you can't tell me that somebody that was playing the way he was playing was ready for the NBA, bro. The nigga's
not a good defensive player, but he can get buckets. I think he's NBA ready.
Yeah.
He shouldn't wait another year, or he could probably mess up his shot.
He shot against Colgate how DeMar DeRozan shot against the Bucks last night. He shot fucking terrible.
He's not gonna always have good games, though.
I just don't feel like he's ready, but I'm telling you, he's gonna make a push. Johnny Davis is gonna make a push to get into the top three.
Well, they got him at number 10 in the mock draft.
Huh?
NBA Draft.net has him at like.
He's at like 9 or 10.
What about like Jaden Ivey?
Who?
Yeah, NBA
for
Draft.net
Purdue?
has him at number 1.
Purdue?
Yeah, for Purdue.
Yeah.
Oh, so the guy
I would, if that's the case, I would go with Keegan Murray then.
No, the guy Davis.
I like Keegan Murray.
Projected at 12th pick.
Like, yeah, like if you're gonna be real about shit, you might as well have Keegan Murray if you're gonna say Jaden Ivey.
But like I said, it depends on who gets the pick and what position they need.
And
like
guess
if Houston
what?
gets it,
And guess what?
they might go Ivy.
That's the second question. That's the second question. Is who do you think is going to get the number one pick in the NBA draft this year?
With the lottery, you never know. But
it's tough with the
either
lottery
be Houston or Orlando.
Because the top three is 25% each, right?
Exactly. I'm thinking Houston or Orlando, probably.
Who are you thinking, David?
So, okay, I'm sorry. How the fuck does the lottery work? Because, like, it's supposed to be, like, the team – usually it's the team that does the worst, right? Like,
no. It never works that way. So it goes by percentages when it comes to the lottery. They changed it because back in the day, number one would get 25%, and then it would go, like, 18, blah, blah, blah. Now the top three worst teams in the NBA have a 25% chance to get the number one pick. And it goes down.
So you mean like 33% chance?
No, because
who's the fourth pick?
You have to factor in 1 through 14. So the top three teams share 25% each of the chances to get that
so
pick.
1 through 14 or 1 through 13?
It's 1 through 14. 14 picks in the lottery.
Okay, I follow you now. All right.
You know, I'm gonna go kind of opposite than what everyone's doing when it comes to picking the two worst teams. And I feel for the first time since I don't even think because that's crazy. Well, never
think
mind.
it's the Pacers.
KD did go number one. No, he went number 2, didn't he? Yes, KD went 2.
Yeah, KD went number 2, bro.
Greg Oden went 1.
Yes, sir.
My God. So I can't even say this, but I think the Thunder are going to get the number 1 pick.
Oh, my goodness. It's possible. I mean, if they want, they could probably even trade up with all them damn picks
they got. But I think the Thunder are going to get the number 1 pick. And you want to know something else that I'm going to say that's really wild?
What's that?
I feel like with this draft, they're going to trade away the pick for a superstar.
And they absolutely should.
The Thunder are going to have a superstar on their team before or after.
Can we just talk about how the Pacers have lost the last 10 games in a row for a second?
The Pacers are ass.
Is that going to get them an extra percentage point or something? Maybe just because that's just sad.
No, no. But I think the Thunder are going to get the number 1 pick.
So you think Thunder's picking up big man?
I think they're going to get. No, I don't think they're going to draft. I think that they're going to trade for a superstar talent this year because they have an abundance of draft picks. So why not trade off this pick and say you trade off a second round pick the next 2 years with your first round pick to pick up a superstar that you can also re-sign? It's like, how crazy would that be to see them not go with the standard when it comes to taking a number 1 pick and trading for a superstar because they have so many draft picks? I see a good chance of them trading that pick if it's number 1.
And I can see that also because there's a lot of similar type players, it seems, in this draft lot. Like I'm seeing center, power forward, like one shooting guard in the top 5.
Man, that's a good ass point. And the other point I was going to make, like, I mean, anybody could be picked first, anybody 1 through 7, because I think they're all like equally as talented. Though, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It's not really one guy that really stands out to me.
So they don't need the number 1 spot then.
Who?
That like, you know what I mean? Like they don't need the number 1
Technically,
pick.
they don't.
Like,
yeah. You're right. They don't at all.
But who does then? Who does need that pick?
Who needs that pick the most?
Yeah.
Man, that's tough to think because I would say
what do they have to offer? You know what I'm saying? Like
I think the team that needs it the most is Houston. Like, you got so much dead money and terrible players. Like, I'm not sold on Kevin Woods. You also got John Wall that's here that's just eating up cap. He's not going to play again. The team I feel needs it the most is the Rockets. They really do. And I don't even think that the player that they draft is going to make that big of a difference for the team.
Right.
The team is going to be ass again. Like that's
true.
There's going to be
They're going to have to get a superstar.
Yeah, there's going to be a real big dry spell in Houston. There really is.
Not as big as the Pacers.
The Pacers, I like the Pacers' talent, man. They got Halliburton and
yeah.
I like what they're doing there. They need one more piece. They need another piece.
They need more than one piece.
Yeah, they need a whole goddamn.
I'm talking about with just like making the playoffs. Like they need another piece to like get into the playoffs. They're not gonna do shit, but they need another piece to get into the playoffs.
And that's gonna be hard. Because Cleveland now they already ready for playoffs contention.
And just imagine after what a lot of these free agents that's gonna be soon to be free agents are this year from Cleveland is gonna be thinking like this team is legit. And just think they also about to get Colin Sexton back next year because he was injured this year. So just think that firepower that could have came from Colin Sexton this year could have been added to this team that.
Man, I think they may use Sexton as a trade piece.
Yep, he might be a trade piece because you don't need him because Darius Garland showed out.
And not only that, they got LeVert now.
They got Karras. So, yeah, Colin Sexton, he might be on his way out.
Yeah, I think so.
Who else is on their way out?
LeBron. All right.
Well, yeah, LeBron, but freaking what's his face from Pelicans? Williams.
Zion.
I think so.
you wanna know a controversial take? I'll take, and we'll maybe talk about this shit another time. I feel like by the NBA draft, Anthony Davis will be traded.
That's fair.
I see that, but who wants him? He's always hurt.
Someone will take him. I feel like the Bulls would take him.
I can see that. Who they giving up though?
I would give up Vucevic.
I
would give up Kobe White.
That's
I would give up Vooch and Kobe White and a draft pick for AD.
Vooch carried them against the Bucks game one.
That's stuck in Russia right now? What's the girl that's stuck in Russia that played WNBA? What's her name?
Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Her team would take Anthony Davis.
That boy
Who was that chick that said she could dunk on Anthony Davis if they played one-on-one in the post? Who was that? Who was that chick who said
I
that?
think that was Brittany, wasn't it?
It was probably Brittany. She ain't dunking on nobody.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
That's slow ass dunk, bro.
No, I just said she ain't dunking on nobody. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
She can barely hit an open dunk.
Facts. Pablo Paolo or whatever the fuck his name is, he might go number one.
Yeah, Paolo.
He's got a chance.
He can definitely go one. Absolutely.
He definitely has a chance.
And like I said, like any one of these guys can go one.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a for sure. Last thing on the agenda, and then we'll get you guys out on your way, man. Is we're gonna get into a little football. I mean, we're gonna go with everyone ranking their top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. I'm gonna let the guy with the Saints jersey go first since he's wearing a football jersey and his team is ass with an ass quarterback. So we're gonna let him speak.
Who that Saint? I'm with you. Who that?
So go ahead, Saint.
I mean, no particular order.
Nope. I don't want to hear it.
Because I didn't think about it. So that's what I'm just saying. No particular order. I didn't think about it. But for me, right now, I feel because I got a mix. I got some new and some old.
Okay.
So I got a mixture. I got Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray. That's what I feel the top
Yeah, I like that.
QBs right now. And the reason why I got those two young guys at the bottom, because I feel like those are the two youngest guys that got the most upside of them right now, and they've already proven themselves, and they're consistent, and they still got a lot of learning to do though. Still, that's the scary part.
Definitely.
Just Allen was going head to head with Mahomes. They should have won that last playoff game. If y'all remember that last playoff game where they had like 30 points in the last 2 minutes.
I don't like that Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray can't win a playoff game with all the talent he has.
He's still young. He's still young.
But
Jordan couldn't win a playoff game when he first got in.
Okay, we talking football, my guy.
I know, but I'm just saying, bro, it takes time. How long has he been in the league?
Who? Kyler Murray?
Yes.
It's going to be year 4 or 5.
Really?
Mm.
I think it's been either 3, 4. It's probably 4. It's about to be year 4. This is definitely about to be year 4.
Still, okay. But
you can't say, yeah, because if we talking that, then
nah, this is gonna be his 3rd year. He's going into his 3rd year.
that's it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. He still ain't won shit, so I can't have him in there.
That's okay, but that's why I said I mixed it up, and I did. I didn't go by. I wanted to throw in some young guys that I feel like that's gonna be they're gonna be competitive for a long time, and they're gonna win some chips.
Because if you ranking that way,
well, no, that's how I was ranking.
That's how you were ranking.
The question was rank the top 5 dudes who are eligible next year.
Yeah, and
that's how it was written in the email.
And you. Look,
Murray and Allen could win the chip next year.
I'm taking Justin Herbert over Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I
thought about him, but I was like,
definitely taking Justin Herbert. But
close.
Go ahead, David. You can go next.
Wait, why you just throw out one?
Go ahead, David.
I think number 5, Dak Prescott, just because the man bought a Ferrari and put single wide on it.
Oh my goodness!
I think that you know what I mean, because that's where he comes from, and that's amazing. So yeah, I know he had a rocky season last season, but I really like him, so I'm just putting him on there because. Yeah, hey, just because you trip and fall doesn't mean you don't get back up again. All right, he's
not immediately at least.
He's a good dude. Next I have Lamar Jackson. Then number 3. Wait, did Aaron Rodgers retired, right?
No, he did not.
No, he did not.
Look,
he did not.
Racist. You're only picking black quarterbacks.
What? No. Okay, well then I was gonna say Aaron Rodgers, and then Patrick Mahomes, but fine, just ruin it.
All right, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and then who? Who's number 1?
No,
Patrick Mahomes.
Who?
Patrick
Mahomes. You
Mahomes.
only named 4.
No, I named.
Big count.
You named 4. You said.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Then you said Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Aaron Rodgers.
Josh Allen.
You said, Josh Allen, and then Patrick Mahomes. I didn't hear that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Josh Allen's, I just like Josh Allen because he's a power runner, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers is obviously, the best in it right now.
Okay.
I mean, just on stats alone.
I can dig that. Yeah, I can't say shit to that. Lamar Jackson got an MVP.
But you hating on Kyler Murray. He's on his 3rd season.
Yep, I am.
Yep, that's. I wasn't even. I didn't even consider him.
Now
top 5. That's my bad.
I feel like I have the most controversial top 5 out of anybody.
Well, why don't we save yours for last then?
Okay.
Dig that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Justin. You got it.
Okay. This ain't gonna be so controversial. I don't think there is any particular order they should go, but we got Aaron Rodgers, we got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Joe Burrow.
Oh, that's controversial because it's he in his 1st season.
He made it to the Super Bowl.
Right. Absolutely.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But
He is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
I mean,
He is. And you gotta picture this. He came off an ACL injury where he tore his ACL and MCL and took a team to the Super Bowl with no offensive line.
I'm a Burrow fan. I'm a Burrow fan. Look, you know I'm from New Orleans, so I'm a Burrow fan. I support my LSU guy, but I'm like, I don't know.
He took a team with no offensive line after tearing his ACL and MCL to the Super Bowl his second year. He got sacked like 60 times and still made it to the Super Bowl. This shit's unreal. Crazy. And he still had a chance to win the Super Bowl.
And that's what I'm saying. They should have.
Yeah, just like Kyler Murray should have won a playoff game by now. AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins. Who the fuck is his running back? Man, he's got an amazing running back. He came from Pittsburgh. James Conner. Zach Ertz. They pick up Zach Ertz from the Eagles.
So listen to this. No,
let me say my top 5 before you say some shit.
No, but hold up. No, because if what's next for Burrow? What can top that season that he had last year?
Making it back.
That's it?
Making it back and winning it. Because if you look at it, oh damn, we're getting down to the last 10 minutes. If you're looking at it, and we're going to get done before this 10 minutes over because we're not stopping an intermission and again. He's had an opportunity to do it.
So that's who you got winning the Super Bowl. Okay, go ahead. Do your top 5.
My top 5. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Matthew Stafford.
I mean, Matthew Stafford has the most badass play of all time, probably, when he broke his fucking shoulder and scored that shit.
And I feel like Matthew Stafford always gets the short end of the stick because he played where?
For the fucking Lions.
Thank you. Like just picture him being in a position where he had a team that was a team and actually did some shit, and they put some players around him. Like the best player he had ever was Megatron, and that was a good-ass player. But when it's just you and Megatron, and you got Tate. a bunch of high school players out there playing for you.
Yeah,
you're not
former
gonna do
Seahawk
shit,
Golden
really.
Tate, yes.
So Matthew Stafford, he's in there for me. That's my top 5.
What about Taysom Hill?
All right, and this is where we end the podcast.
Hey, but you can't say Taysom Hill ain't one of the best all-around QBs.
All right, so it's been great having all y'all here. Like I said, it's going to be an every week thing until, we get everything cracking the way we want it to be cracking and going how we want it to be going. And we're going to make it, I feel like we can make this we'll make it 2 times a week once we get it going and getting into the groove of how we want things to be. So we appreciate y'all showing up and showing out. Next week, we'll actually be on the YouTube channel streaming. If you want to rewatch this, you want to send it to a friend, let them know that this will be on our YouTube channel. I've posted it inside of the chat multiple times on Facebook and on Twitch. We greatly appreciate y'all sliding by and watching us talk sports for a couple hours. And we definitely are excited to keep it going and keeping things going from here on out. So
before we leave, one quick, we're going to do a who that? Who that?
Who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints?
I ain't saying that bullshit.
Cricket.
What's y'all anthem? Y'all ain't got no anthem.
Fuck you, nigga.
I mean, we got a whole fucking...
What's your Browns anthem except Odell?
We bark.
Wait. The Browns? Odell left, and what did he get, a chip?
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Hey, come on now, Justin. You sitting here siding with this nigga, man.
Hey, I ain't doing sides, my bro.
All right, but
speaking fact.
But yeah, like I said, man, we appreciate y'all sliding through. We see y'all next week. Be safe out there, and we talk to y'all soon.
We out.